These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hello, I'm Megan Thompson with your top stories right now from ABC15 Arizona. And monsoon 2024 ramping up overnight. The McCormick Ranch community in Scottsdale hit hard. The ABC15 weather team confirming a downburst slammed the area, stretching about 7 miles. There's a lot of damage, including downed trees, power lines, and apartments impacted by this. Now, the I-17 in Greenway in North Phoenix is a notorious spot for flooding, which is why ADOT installed a drainage system that was completed last year. We're checking back in, and the department says it is working as expected. The I-17 regional drainage system between Dunlap and Greenway uses gravity and angled pipelines to divert stormwater away from the underpass. America Votes 2024, the newly minted Harris Walz ticket is continuing their swing state tour today. But while they're honing in on their message to voters, Republicans are already trying to counter it. Scripps News political correspondent Stephanie Liebergen digs into the records for both Harris and Walz on a top campaign issue, immigration.
Republicans are attacking Vice President Harris on border security, calling her a failed border czar. But Harris never held that title and was never in charge of the southern border. She was, however, charged with overseeing the root causes of migration.
While we are clear that people should not come to the border now, we also understand that we will enforce the law, and that we also, because we can chew gum and walk at the same time, must address the root causes that cause people to make the trek.
The administration strategy there focused on economic insecurity, corruption, human rights issues, gang violence, and more. The White House's efforts have generated over $5.2 billion in investments into Central America. That funding has helped with everything from job creation to internet access. When it comes to comprehensive immigration reform, Harris still supports a bipartisan Senate bill first released earlier this year.
Our administration worked on the most significant border security bill in decades. Some of the most conservative Republicans in Washington, D.C. supported the bill. Even the Border Patrol endorsed it.
That bill, crafted over months by a bipartisan group of senators, would have hired more Border Patrol and asylum screening officers, created an emergency authority to close the border if unlawful entries reached a predetermined number, and increased the credible fear threshold for asylum seekers.
As president, I will bring back the border security bill that Donald Trump killed, and I will sign it into law.
Harris's new running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, brings his own views on immigration to the ticket. In 2021, he supported a pathway to citizenship for dreamers and immigrants with temporary protected status. Last year as governor, he signed a bill allowing undocumented immigrants in Minnesota to get a driver's license. And his congressional record shows past support for expanded border security and increased screening for refugees. Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News, Washington.
ABC15 continues to track the latest on teen violence in the East Valley. The Gilbert Town Council approving unarmed security for their downtown parking garages. The discussion at Tuesday's council meeting was extensive, with council members directing questions to the chief of police, who described their vision for the new security. This item placed on the agenda after the community raised concerns.
It's another set of eyes and ears relaying that information to it. On our side, we will be focusing on crime, on calls for service. What incidents are they reporting?
Some community members telling ABC15 they were hoping the council would take a different approach, like using a validating parking system, but the council ultimately deciding to approve the security Wednesday through Saturday at certain times for 6 months, also asking for monthly updates. Training for the security, we're told, will start within the next week.
Time now for that most accurate forecast. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. Temperatures today coming down thanks to lingering cloud cover after storms last night and moisture that's in the air. So temperatures today near normal. That high 106 in Phoenix, 108 out at Lake Havasu and Bullhead City, 95 for Sedona, and 80s in spots like Flagstaff, but low 80s there. We'll see a lingering chance for rain here early this morning, and then those storm chances clear out for several hours as we wait for that daytime heating. Storms then get going again this afternoon across the higher terrain first, and then those storms could work their way towards Valley. We could see at least a few isolated to scattered storms by this evening. Our best chances likely after 5 to 6 o'clock and through the evening into early tonight will be our best potential for a few storms to move in. Overall, that risk for severe weather is lower than what we saw yesterday, but general thunderstorms could still bring some gusty winds, areas of heavy rain, small hail, and of course that dangerous lightning. Storm chances taper off a bit through the weekend as it heats back up again.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head on over to abc15.com or download the free ABC15 mobile app.
These latest headlines from ABC 15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.